Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is your gapped and gorgeous queen, Kiera, and today I want to give you a testimony. Stay tuned because you do not want to miss this. One year ago this month, I applied to a job and didn't get it. I applied to this job really thinking that I was going to get it because I was suggested for it, not by one person, but like 3 people. And I really had my heart set on it. And I knew that I was going to be promoted soon because I had been talking to God about it. And I was just really counting on this. I just had my interview and I think it went really well. And I'm just trusting God that He has His will. You know, if it's not meant for me, it's not meant. If it is, then I know that it's all His doing. I was really counting on having more money in my bank account because obviously when you're promoted, you're making more money. I had gotten my resume all together. I had done my research to figure out ways to make my resume stand out. I was just so adamant and so ready for this job interview. And although I was nervous, I was really wanting to be promoted and to make more money because I was in a very tough situation financially. And I wasn't happy in the position that I was in. But just because we want something does not mean that God will just straight up hand it to us. So I applied for this job. I have the interview virtually because the pandemic had started and everyone was at home. And I'm having this interview and I'm answering the questions and I'm feeling like my best, but I know that I'm also nervous, but I'm just doing my very best. Long story short, I did not get this job. And I was hurt. I was hurt because I felt let down. I thought, Lord, you know that I need a job. You know that I need more money. You know that I want to do something different than what I'm doing right now because it's making me unhappy. It's messing with my mental health. I don't feel excited to go to work. But God was like, that's not the door that I want you to walk through. That is not what I have set up for you, but it will prepare you for what I have planned for you. Interviewing for this position is something that I want you to use to prepare you for where I'm taking you. Me getting my resume together was just opening up doors for me to apply to new jobs. Me putting myself out there made me feel more confident in my interviewing skills so that when it was time for me to work at the job that I'm at now, I was prepared. If only we know at the time that we're going through something that God is actually using that situation to promote us, to prosper us, to give us hope, then we will be so much more okay with not getting that job or being turned down or rejected. And that's just how I'm trying to go about life now. I'm not trying to look at a situation that's like, oh, that door closed on me, so that's the end of the world. No, if that door closed on you, it was a lesson or it was something terrible that you may not have even enjoyed. Listen, this job that I wanted to be promoted in, I actually left that job because it had really started to deplete my mental health. Working in that job in any capacity may have been worse for me in the long run. You never know what God is protecting you from, so we have to be grateful when those doors close because only 5 to 6 months later, I will be applying to a whole other job in a whole different company, making more money than I have ever made at a job before, which is the job that I'm in now. And it's doing exactly what I want to be doing. So I'm so excited and I'm so grateful that I didn't get that job. But I'm grateful because even though I do not know everything, God does. Sometimes we think we know what's best for us and it's really not what's best for us, okay? If you got a child and your child want to eat candy all night long and you're like, hey, you're not about to be loading up on all that sugar all night. It's not good for you. And the child is kicking and screaming and crying because it's enjoyable and they don't understand why you are not allowing them to have it. But we must trust the intelligence that is our God. So if you are in a situation and something is not going right for you, or you thought you were going to get that job, that career, that man, that car, that house, if that door has closed in your face, just be grateful because it wasn't meant for you. It may have even been detrimental to you. You never truly know what you're being protected from. So just be grateful and expect that something greater is coming, okay? Child, I'm so glad that I did not get that job because if I would have gotten that job, I would have stopped applying to jobs altogether. But I kept on applying to jobs because I was not feeling fulfilled. I did not feel purposeful at the job that I was at because it didn't line up with the type of work I had been doing for so many years. But when I got back to myself and I said, hey, ask for what you want, apply for what you want, and wait for the results. Wait for the callback because it's going to happen. Honey, I got that job in the midst of a pandemic. I got that job in the thick of my sickness with anxiety and depression and PTSD. I went through that interview process with flying colors and I got that job. I secured that job and I'm still at that job. And I'm so happy because I trusted myself and I trusted God to guide me through that. Realize that it is not the end of the world when you don't get that job. Opportunities are like waves in the ocean. They don't stop. It's going to always be one coming in. Your responsibility is making sure that you are out there in the water. You have to make sure you are present. You have to show up, okay? Otherwise, those waves will keep on passing you, okay? So get on out there in the pool, baby. Don't miss another opportunity.